See, petrol is coming. So that means both the valves are leak. The leakage is basically responsible for weak compression. That means there is a problem in the head. For this repairing, you will have to do lapping procedure, which will make sure that the seats are properly grinded properly, and while doing that you will have to replace stem cells. Don't forget to do that, because whenever you repair, as I told you earlier also, when you are working on the engine, whenever you open any gasket, packing, o-ring or seals, it's always good practice to change it, because they get deformed. Now this head will go for lapping procedure. The lapping procedure is sorry, basically there is a seat under the valve which is absolutely or I should say exactly like a valve stem or your valve face. The valve is having, I don't have, anyways I'll show you that also later on. Once I open the head, then I'll show you which valve surface should be properly grinded with or synchronized with seat. So this is how we have tested head. So it is confirmed that there is a problem in the head. I did checking of this engine on compression gauge also. At that time only I found the compression is very weak. Then it was building up, but I was not sure whether it will work for a long period or not. Right now, as I see, there is no problem in the rings, but still I might open this head block, block piston, just to make sure and confirm that the connecting has got no issues at all. In that case, I will be opening this magnet casing also. While working on that, while working on the piston or while working on the block, you have to keep basically first of all this piston at TDC. Then remove the kicker, because while working you might hit the kick and the piston might go down. So keep the piston on TDC. There is a problem. Yup. Yes, I guess there is a problem in piston ring as well. Yes, there is a problem in piston ring. I can see some marks here. Because that surface is, yes, there is a problem in the block piston as well. So two things we found: block piston has got problem and so the head. After that we will work on cams as well as tappet. Oil is coming. Let's check that whether the oil is coming, oil is pumping or not. Pump, don't tell. Okay, pump is working. See, pump is working. So there is no problem in oil pump, and so the oil track is also very free. There is no obstacle or obstruction in between that. So keep the piston on the top. All set to reassembly now, since we found couple of niggles. So this time we are going to change the rings also, piston rings, because I found there is some problem in the tension. While reassembling, we have to clean up first all the old packings and all. As you can see, the packing is totally stuck up on the face. Generally do not use any adhesive or any RTV to stick the packing unless and until there is any problem on the surface or something. This is a the surface is done under the milling machine, so it's very smooth. This is the oil hole. Oil passes through the head from this hole, from bottom side. Secure all the crank hole and tappet hole, so the dust will not go inside, or whatever the debris what we are going to remove from the surface should not go inside the crankcase or the tappet holes. I have secured everything. The oil hole I will have to use my finger, since I don't have anything to close that hole, so I will have to use finger. The reason why I am having actually special tool for cleaning, which is a pneumatic base, which has got soft bristles, which is going to remove all the packing. I hope I'll be able to hold this camera, because I have to. I'll show you some amount of cleaning only, because I cannot hold the camera. Not able to hold my camera and tool, but anyways, I have cleaned some surface. As you can see, smooth, same old original milling surface, no dents on the surface. If you use the scraper or something to remove this packing, the lot of dents will come on that, and if dents are there, that means there is a leakage. There is a possibility of leakage. So generally try to use the scraper. There are some ABS plastic made scrapers available in the market nowadays, which you can use, which will not dent the surface. If you are not able to procure this kind of a tool, then it's better to procure that ABS plastic scraper. So I'm going to remove all those things and then reassembly time. As you can see, I have removed everything, nice, smooth and clean. No dents on that. After cleaning, just use compressed air, so it will remove all the dust. These are the tappets. These are the tappets. Exhaust and inlet. This vehicle is also having this crank bearing play problem. This is the, I'm opening this engine for the first time. In fact, the customer is also, he never opened this engine anywhere else outside. I feel there is a problem in the right hand side bearing, which I mentioned earlier also in my post. There are two openings which are given by the company. These are given for to remove the needle bearing from the crankcase. But be careful while punching the this needle bearing. What I used is a different tool. Yeah. What I did, I use this clutch cable adjuster which we gets in this standard clutch cables. This can expand if you rotate, then this can expand. So I locked this adjuster in between the inner bore of the bearing and did the expansion. And later on, I just used my one of the mandrel to punch out. Oops, you don't have power anymore. So, without damaging the crankcase or any other space, I just removed this bearing. Don't try to reuse this bearing anyways, because this was gone, so I wanted to remove this way. This is anyways damaged. So we have fitted this piston on the connecting rod. While installing this piston on the connecting, first of all make sure the grooves, the piston ring grooves are clean and carbon free, and the installation should be, the piston ring should rotate in the grooves very freely. Install the rings before installation of the piston on the con rod. Then install the piston. While inserting this gudgeon pin, use new oil, not the used one oil, for lubrication purpose. Don't install the pin dry. Second thing, while installing the circlip, I'll show you. And you see, circlip lock. While installing that, keep the rags, keep the cloth, and close the bore, the crankcase bore, and use circlip plier, the inner circlip plier, to install that lock. Cloth is to close the bore, just in case while installing the circlip, just in case if it release it from the plier, it might go inside the bore, then you are in big trouble. You cannot remove that unless and until you have a magnetic flexible wire to remove that, or else last option is that you will have to open whole engine just to remove that clip. So close all the bores. Now I have installed the piston and circlip also. I have used new oil for lubrication purpose. My rings are free. My gudgeon pin is also fitted properly. So now going to install gasket, block packing, studs. Earlier also I mentioned, do not lock the kick. Since there is no kick right now, so the piston will not move by any chance.